Hello out there, this is Cami White and you're listening to Rushdown Radio.
Alright guys, so now we're going to go with the runner-up for Best Game of 2020. So that goes to none other than Spider-Man Miles Morales. So originally when this game was announced, I was like, oh, they're coming with a Miles Morales game. And then the whole to-do was about, oh, is this a full game? Is this just a spin-off, just like a expansion? But yeah, it's like its own standalone game. And if I could tell you, it is probably one of the greatest Spider-Man games I've ever played. It is no stretch of the word. Like, I fully enjoyed this game so much. Like, I remember I played the original Spider-Man for the PS4 when it came out. It was fun, but I got bored really quick. I think maybe the narrative, I just didn't care about what was going on with Peter Parker. Like, I just didn't care. Like, it was just things going on. I was just like, oh my god, what's next and what's happening next? And I didn't feel like I was really engaged with the story. Whereas Miles Morales, like, they really did a good job with like full immersion and full engagement for the story and the whole, like, his culture. Like, I love it. Let's talk about that for a second. The fact that he's half black and half Puerto Rican played a huge role in the overall, like, story, which I love so much. Like, the way they talked about, like, his heritage and just like his neighborhood and just like the little nuances about like the things that were going on in his neighborhood and just like how everything about it was just so good. Like, I just love them bringing that culture to this game. They did a really good job of doing that. Like, I think they did a phenomenal job. Like, overall, just like the way he looked, the way he acted, the way he spoke, like the dialect, just the neighborhood, the energy. Like, I've been to New York a few times and it felt like I was in like the Brooklyn or Harlem. Like, I felt that type of energy when I was playing the game. And also, just like the way the story was so connected, like, I felt like all of the instances he was going through and like his adversaries and just like his overall narrative was just so, it was so well written. Like, I just loved every part of it. Like, even his villains were like, were they really villains? Like, it kind of made you question like their motives and stuff. Like, were they right? Were they wrong what they were doing? Like, and I love games like that. We have like a whole like morality check, like, hey, is he really doing the right thing? And then Miles' whole journey into becoming Spider-Man was just so amazing. Like, I think when we played the PS4 Spider-Man with Peter, he was already Spider-Man pretty much. He was already pretty much pre-established. Whereas this story, we were getting Miles from like the very beginning, like him just starting out, him learning his powers and learning how the world works and dealing with a whole bunch of different issues and just everything. And it was just so amazing of a game. Not to mention the combat's really good and his abilities I love. Like that electricity thing he gets, awesome. It's such a great ability. It just made the game even better and much more fun. And just felt like it was more full, even though the game was shorter than the other Spider-Man game. I was thoroughly like invested all the time I was playing. I think I got like about a good 15 hours out of it, which is a pretty standard like length for a game, for an action game of its kind. And I was just like floored. Like, the story was just so well done. The voice acting was really good. Like, everything about it was just so great. It's like they put a lot of time and effort and, you know, attention to detail in this game. And it's just really great to see a game like that, especially for a game that has like a really strong ethnic, like, I guess, footprint, I would say, or ethnic identity. Like, I feel like with Spider-Man, you know, he's just some white bread character most of the time. Like, Peter Parker's not really the most engaging character, whereas Miles has so many different layers to him as far as like his ethnicity and his neighborhood and family, his strong ties to like his heritage and all that stuff. It's just so, it was so good. Everything just felt authentic. Like, the way they spoke and talked. The writing was really good. Like, they usually when they have games that have like black people, especially like a large group of black people, or a game that has a black like identity, usually the dialogue is kind of like cringy. But this game, it was like really good. Like, they did a good job making the dialogue feel like authentic, the way black people talk to each other, and it felt forced or cringy, which was so good. And just playing the game was just fun. It was just everything about the game I just loved. And the music, the music was so good. Like, the song that plays when he's on the train will be on the load screen. Amazing song. It's so good. It's like really incredible. Like, it's one of my favorite like menu screen songs I think I've ever heard. Like, it's just really good. It almost was my game of the year. Had another game that came out, that would definitely my game of the year. Like, Miles Morales is just like, it's just so good. Like, everything about it, like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's incredible. I can't say anything else about it. Like, it's just everything I wanted in a Spider-Man game, I got. And everything I wanted in the action game, I got. I got a game that wasn't your typical run-of-the-mill white Caucasian male. Like, I got something different, and it was great because they did a good job of actually bringing that to this game, and I'm just applaud them so much for this.
You win.
Don't forget to subscribe.